I want to apologize. I haven't been putting much content on this YouTube channel. Your boy's been mad busy, but nevertheless, I'm best. Uh, I did make a video about Dak Prescott and the uncertainty of his future with the Dallas Cowboys, and I had it all set up, but I didn't post it on this YouTube channel because your boy just got mad busy. And it's amazing what a week would make, okay? And in that particular video, I was talking about the possibilities about Dak Prescott either being traded to another team or Jerry Jones. Stephen Jones is just going to allow Dak Prescott to test the open market next offseason. I explored a lot of stuff and a lot of scenarios in that video. And I'm glad I didn't post that video. But moving forward, let's talk about finally both parties agreed to a 4-year contract for Dak Prescott to remain the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, as you guys know, I'm a huge Dallas Cowboy fan, a huge Dallas Cowboy supporter. I'm a Dak Prescott fan, but the amount of money Dak Prescott was trying to command, everyone should have the abilities and the capabilities as far as, testing your market, testing your worth, and anyone can make any type of offer, but it has to be a reasonable offer. Now, a couple of years ago, I've heard as far as Jerry Jones going up to 35, 36 million. Had no issue with that. The only issue I had with the Dak Prescott contract is, will this contract fit under the salary cap, and will we be able to get other players to bolster our roster? And as anyone know and have been paying attention to, is our defense. As long as we can replenish our defense and go through the draft some defensive talent, as well as go into the offseason and still be able to sign Dak Prescott to a contract, I have no issue with the amount of money Dak Prescott was asking or commanding for. And the way how this contract is structured, it gives the Dallas Cowboys flexibility to pursue free agents in the open market. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be exploring that avenue once free agency starts, because they need to put a lot of talent on the defensive side of the ball. And that's the only thing I had an issue with. Now, as far as people saying, is Dak Prescott worth 35 million? Is he worth 40 million? Now, Dak Prescott and his agent was asking for a lot of stipulations in that contract, and they got some of those stipulations. Stephen and Jerry Jones wanted to, they wanted Dak Prescott to sign a favorable contract, and for him to make close to $40 million, they also gave him a huge signing bonus. And with that signing bonus plus his salary, it only counts to the cap. It counts a low percentage to the cap to where they can be able to sign other free agent acquisitions. All right. So when you look at this, I don't look at it as, does Dak Prescott deserves this? Does he deserve that? Does the organization deserve this? They deserve that? Are there winners and losers? When you're constructing a contract, you're doing it for not only the organization, but for the player. Not only for the player, but for the organization. And I felt like both sides will admit that there was a lot of things that they wanted in the contract, and it just did not work out. And they just couldn't hammer those things out. Now, interesting thing with that Prescott contract is, at the end of his contract, they can't put the franchise tag on him. He also has a no trade. So he can, if they are interested in trading Dak Prescott, which I don't see any time in this future, that with the 4 years with him being a Dallas Cowboy, I just don't see a scenario where Jerry Jones is going to trade Dak Prescott, because his contract is more favorable to their salary cap. Okay, and that's what they wanted all along. Jerry Jones wanted a longer deal. Dak Prescott wanted a certain amount of length on his contract. He didn't get it. And also, they're able to allocate a lot of the bulk of the contract into into a bonus, where it's still, once again, it doesn't count on the cap, which is another huge plus. So I was never on the fence of, did he deserve it, did he not deserve it, okay? If it was going to be straight $45 million and it was going to harm the cap to the capabilities of them not be able to be buyers and be more sellers, then I would have a huge issue with it. But with this contract, both sides agreed to it. That both sides are happy. Dak Prescott and his agent's happy. Jerry and Stephen Jones, they're happy. And, life will go on. Now, I feel like they have enough pieces. They have Dak Prescott. They got enough weapons on offense. And they're going to have to bolster that offensive line, because that offensive line is getting older in the tooth, and they know that. And I'm pretty sure they're going to do that either through free agency or through the draft. I think it'd be much cheaper if they go through the draft, but they just can't utilize all their picks on the front line. I'm pretty sure they might get one or two in the later rounds as far as the offensive line, bolstering up that offensive line and the defense, which is a struggle, okay? Now, they're talking about that kid from Alabama. As far as being the first pick for the Dallas Cowboys, we'll have to wait and see if that transpires or develops. Now, I think this is a great contract for Dak Prescott, and it's a great contract for Jerry Jones, because once again, of all the things I just listed in this particular video. So as far as, I'm not going to get into an argument or a spat with anybody talking about, well, does he deserve the money? No, you deserve what the market bears for you. And that's what the market is. Yes, everybody's talking about how gigantic this contract is, but guess what? Next offseason, this contract will be eclipsed, and someone else is going to get even a huger deal, a huger contract than Dak Prescott. But how are they going to fit this contract into their salary cap? How the wording in the contract will be more favorable for the organization and for the player? We're all going to have to wait and see how it transpires and develop. I feel like a lot of people are going to copy and paste what Jerry and Stephen Jones did with this particular contract and manifest it on the on other contracts. Okay, Baker Mayfield, he's going to be in talks for his contract next season. So there's a lot of other free agents next year that, when we look at this, we're saying right now that, oh, that's way too much money to give to Dak Prescott. But next year, this money is going to be obsolete, and we're going to be saying, man, they're paying Dak Prescott chicken feed compared to what they paid X, Y, and Z. So yes, that's all I got to say on this video. I will see you guys on the next one. Deuces.